I don't.
What do you even say right now, Cromp?
Well, let's let a few more people get in before I get going. We'll say that.
That's fair enough. Tennessee, I mean, the game's not even over yet. We started.
No,
this
it just ended.
It just ended. Was it what's the 66 to what or whatever?
63-38.
63-38. It was one of the most embarrassing, horrendous, crushing, disappointing losses in the history of this entire football program. And I know.
Stop it. Stop.
I already know we've been talking. You got somewhat of a positive spin on it.
Stop. It's not, dude, it's not a positive spin. Like, God dang. I said this after the Georgia loss, right? I guarantee you, and I'm reading some of the comments, there 99% of people fire the coaching staff. This is the worst thing I've ever. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me go now. We're the most overrated team in the world. The season means nothing if you don't make the playoff. Man, shut up. Bottom line, if I told you last year we were going 10-2, everybody would be like, hell yeah, let's take it. Well, we're going to go 10-2, and now everybody's bitching and moaning.
Well, here's
like, does it matter if you lose by 1 or 100? No, a loss is a loss. Just like when people say, man, we just got to get a win. If you win by 1, a win's a win. It's the same damn thing on the other way. Bottom line, did we play good? Hell no. Nowhere in this game did we play good. But a loss is a loss. All right? So anybody that's going to go fire this coaching staff, y'all need to shut up. Bottom line. Anybody that says that, don't bring that to me. All right? They played better than we did because they had more gimmicks than we did because they were down. Here's the thing. Kudos to South Carolina. They played a hell of a game. They just arguably found a new tailback and a tight end.
I mean, right? Okay. So I appreciate the talking folks off a ledge.
Oh, I'm not talking people off the ledge. I'm just keeping it as honest as I can be.
But here, we got to look. Folks paid to sponsor on this show, and I got to talk about them, and then we'll go. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Right. Farm Bureau Health Plans is a corporate sponsor of the Vols. They've been serving Tennesseans for 75 years. Plan on them for health, dental, and vision. FBHP.com/ATOZ. Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type promo code Vols at checkout. Fill your freezer with enough gourmet food to keep your cookouts going strong into the fall. Omaha Steaks. Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey. I'm going to drink this entire bottle behind me after this. From Long Still Distillery. Make your own luck, just like Tennessee's fast-paced Rattle and Snap offense, which, oh boy, Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey. All right, here, point taken. But here's the thing from a full fan perspective. You played football at the University of Tennessee.
But here's the thing. That's the difference. A fan and Charlie, I love you, that is going to overreact.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Tell me. But let me lay it down. Let me lay it down. It's, to me, there's absolute validity to the way they lost this game in terms of how crushing it is. I think first and foremost, you lost Hendon Hooker. It looked really bad, and I think it's a season ender. I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to speak it into existence. I'm saying what I think it looked like. That's it. It looked like ACL. It looks like he's done. And that makes me so sick in every way because he had such a magic year, and it makes me want to vomit. That's so gross. I mean, and it was because of South Carolina's crap field. That thing was in terrible condition. There was sand flying everywhere, and people were tripping over it all night. And it was a non-contact injury. And it's just screw that whole thing. And then we can go from there. I got to start there because God bless that kid. I hope he's all right, but dang it. But then from a purely fan perspective, there is no question in my mind that this is one of the worst losses in the history of this entire football program. And I know you're going to come back on that. But when you account for, yes, we all have to have perspective at 1,000-foot view and say we would have killed somebody for 10-2 last year. Absolutely. That's 100% true. But you can't just take yourself out of the situation either. The playoff is on the line. South Carolina, like it's one thing if South Carolina is a pretty good team. Spencer Rattler, before this game, had thrown 8 touchdowns in the entire season. 8 in the entire season. And this kid threw 5 against you. How pathetic is that? That's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Everybody involved with that defense should be ashamed. They should have the name taken off the back of their jersey. That's the grossest thing I've ever witnessed.
Charlie, calm the hell down.
Dude, no.
Listen.
I'm not gonna.
Here's the thing. Y'all, I'm a very calm individual. I'm sitting here with my legs crossed. Y'all want to get me riled up, you're going to get me riled up.
I will.
No, hear me out. Hear me out.
I'll lay it there. I told you I was going to go score.
And I'm going to spit it back from.
That's fine.
I'm going to spit it back from the realistic part of when I say this, Charlie, I'm being as nice as I can be. When somebody says that they should take the names off somebody's jersey for playing a game, go do it.
Dude.
No.
It's a colloquial.
Stop. You ready? Go cover him. Go cover one-on-one.
That's fine.
Blitz off the edge. Pick up a blitzing backer. Change protection. You ain't going to win that battle. You're not going to win that battle with me. Don't ever say that to an ex-player. Ever.
Dude,
I don't care if you win, lose, draw. Don't ever do that. That will never fly in my household.
It's a colloquialism.
Because I'll take that personal.
That's fair.
I got things hanging up in my room upstairs. I know what those kids put into it. You think they wanted to go ahead tonight to get that ass beat? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell did they want that. Did they play good? No. But the second you say, take their name off the jersey, you lost me. I'm done with it.
Dude.
That is not, dude. Nobody goes out there saying, I'm going to go get holding penalties. Did number 5 play good? Hell no.
Dude, you got it. You gotta come this direction some though. Point taken, and I apologize.
Some what direction?
I apologize. But you gotta come this fan direction a little bit. Because this loss is so crushing in a different way, dude. I can't.
In what way?
Because listen. Just listen. Listen to this whole thing. I'll take that back. That's fair enough. And I know player perspective compared to fan perspective, I think is what makes this show great.
It is.
But seriously, let me just lay this out. This football team and program has been so bad for so long, and you get used to that. But you also come from the perspective of knowing that it can be great. I also lived through years when it was amazing. And then you go out into the wilderness for 15 years, and you finally get the taste of that again. And you're back. And this isn't like in 2016, the Sugar Bowl is on the line. And that's great. And I was pissed, but I was like, Butch is a terrible coach. I'm not super surprised by this. This team was different. This team was so different, man. This whole season felt different. The whole vibe of everything that was happening. You had a kid that was in the Heisman race. You had a wide receiver that was living on another planet. Like everything about this was so magical and so different and so unbelievable. And then this game happens,
Why do you keep saying
and it's so soul crushing. Like in a way, because everything comes flooding back. You thought that you had beaten the monster. That's where I'm at. You thought that you had slayed the monster, where you were like, you're beating Kentucky by 40, you're beating Missouri by 40. That's all in the past. All of that nonsense, all the Butch nonsense, and all that garbage that he did in 2016, where you had all this stuff. You had exercised all those demons, and then it's all back. It's just whoosh, like right back at you. And I can't not be absolutely incensed by this. I'll go easy. I'll go easy on the kids. Of course, they didn't want to lose, and I'm gonna overreact. And you're fair. You're fair to get pissed about that.
No, but here's the thing.
Point taken.
I'm not gonna underreact. We played like garbage. That's just what it is. We played like garbage. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way to state it. I'm with you on that. But the harsh reality is, at the end of the year, you know, there's 130 something teams in Division I. Only one team gets to win the national championship, and that sucks to understand. Only one's going to feel this way. 10-2 does not make this a bad year. We're in year 2.
I didn't say it was a bad year.
No, but I'm just saying in general. But the way that you're reacting, it makes it seem like it was just a complete, it's an utter failure. This is not an utter failure. This is the harsh reality, Charlie, is if we go do what we do next week, you go 10-2. Stop acting like this is the worst thing since sliced bread.
Dude.
Yes, we wanted to win tonight. We had our chances on defense to get off the field. We didn't. We had our chances to make some more plays on offense. We didn't. Overthrowing a couple go routes and post routes. I wish Tillman on the back shoulder fade would have put his arm out a little farther, because you watch replay, he pulls it in a little bit. Right? Those things. It's not an utter failure. This was a loss is a loss, but is every loss not devastating? No. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Not in this way. They don't all feel like this. They don't all feel like this. They don't.
Then guess what? Then you're not a true fan.
You didn't lose.
No. Hear me out. No. If every loss isn't devastating, you're not a true fan. That's the harsh reality.
Well, it's devastating, but like they're not all like this. I think two things can be true at once. Every loss is horrendous. They're not all like this. Where you have
a loss is a loss. 1 point.
You have a national championship bid on the line. Like, that's what's hanging in the balance here. And it's not, and also I really go back to this one. It's not like you were playing Alabama or Georgia. You're playing a team that had thrown 8 touchdowns all season, and the kid threw, actually, people corrected me. He didn't throw 5. He threw 6 tonight.
He threw 6. They scored 9. Yeah, he threw 6. They scored 9.
They doubled up Tennessee's offense, with the exception of that garbage time touchdown there at the end. They doubled up Tennessee's offense for the best offense in America. They doubled up Tennessee's offense. Like, this is a different thing. If it was a close loss where South Carolina was super competitive and you didn't make the final play, and that's one thing. But like, South Carolina is a bad team that didn't just beat you; they boat raced you and embarrassed you and sent you freaking packing, dude. This is different.
I get you. I'm not. Hey, you have an opinion. I have my opinion. Hey, it's all good. But people are trying to say South Carolina was 4-6. They were actually 6-4. They're 7-4. So get your facts straight before you try to come at me and say I'm delusional. Because I promise you, I'll talk you under the table when it comes to football. It's all good. I don't care. Right? I'm just trying to tell you. Everybody on here, go back, Charlie. Go back up and scroll through the comments about how many people have said, "Oh, this staff, they didn't come prepared." You think they sat around sipping tea all week?
Well, okay.
But because here's the thing. You ready?
But explain this.
Once again, if people want me to be completely honest about my true feelings, I'll tell you.
Well, here.
Okay? No, I'm just talking about everything. So go ahead and do your read, and then I'll continue.
Well, before we get to that, we are going to go do the read in just a second. That's going to be a fun one. But as far as that goes, how do they look this unprepared? They looked unprepared. Completely. They looked so blindsided in every facet of the game. It was like they had never played defense before. I mean, South Carolina did whatever they wanted. So tell me, this is a genuine question. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. That's how it looked.
I'm with you.
How does that happen? How does that happen?
Here's my question, and I'm going to ask this in the nicest way possible. Are the opponents you play, are they allowed to game plan? I'm just asking a question. Well, no. Just yes or no. Are they allowed to game? Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
No. Yes, no. Yes or no?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so if they're allowed to game plan and they have injuries and you don't know who they're playing because it's the SEC and major college football, they're not going to just tip their hand and say, hey, by the way, we're going to take our tight end who's really shifty, we're going to put him at tailback, okay? Blah, blah, blah. So when you don't know what they're going to do and they have a lot of gimmicks, it's hard to game plan for that. So you have to in-game adjust. If you notice, once they started putting, what was it? Was it number 5? Was it Joyner? I think it was at quarterback and doing zone reads. After the first 2 drives, it didn't go very well until the last actual touchdown, right? Because we in-game adjusted.
But dude,
all right, like
63 points. Like, again, I'll put it this way. I put it this way. If the final score of this game was 38-35, and Tennessee had a little bit of an off day on offense, and South Carolina.
Sorry, I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you what it is.
But seriously, if the final score was like 38-35 and South Carolina had a magic day on offense and they just, they scored a last-second touchdown, took the lead, they won the game, like, I would be like, this is awful, but also South Carolina just outplayed you.
Well,
on that day. And that happened today too.
They did. Genuinely.
But how is it this egregious? That's because the final score is not 38-35. The final score was 63-38. They almost doubled your offensive production with a kid that hadn't been able to throw a damn pea in the ocean all year. So what? I mean, yeah, they gave you different looks.
No, they did. Okay, but what? Okay,
but is that 63 points worth of different looks?
Okay, but and I wish I had the actual play-by-play in front of me of the points. When Hendon goes down, they get the ball in the 17. What was the score? It was 40. So they score 14 after that, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think it was 14.
Which point?
They scored 21 in the fourth. It was 21 to 28 in the fourth. But I can't remember if exactly was it 14 after Hendon went down or was it 21? But either what I'm getting at is
I don't know.
They did to us what we did to Missouri last week. They got some garbage time touchdowns. At that point, we had kind of just said, F it. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. Once again, I'm not sugarcoating it. We played like garbage. There's really no other way to explain that. Offensively, defensively, well, special teams didn't really have a chance, so I'm not going to really include them, right? So offensively and defensively, we played like garbage. There was no other way around saying that. So we're in agreement with that. I'm just trying to say, stop making it sound so, in your words, egregious because we lost a football game and we're going to go 10-2. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. This was not a good game. We played horrible. We did. I said that at the get-go. Our defense played atrocious. Our offense, for what we do, played atrocious. The stats can be skewed, right? We can say we had X amount of 500 yards of offense, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We didn't get it. We didn't stay on the field when we needed to, right? We didn't. We did not stay on the field when we needed to stay on the field offensively in big third down situations. We did not get off the field on defense on big third downs when we needed to. So I've been saying that. We're in agreement with that. But stop making it sound like this is the worst loss in Tennessee history.
Not the worst loss in Tennessee history. It's a long history. But this is like, you can have your own opinion. My feeling, this is one of the most painful losses I've ever experienced as a Tennessee fan. I'll say that flat out.
Well, no, and if you word it that way, then I'm fine. Cool. Painful rather than the way it was worded earlier. Because everybody's allowed to have their own emotions. Dude, I'm with you. I'm pissed off too. I'm just an optimistic individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't sit here the whole time. Like, I don't want to watch us play this way. I just see the big outcome of a 10-win season, right? A very good chance of a New Year's Six bowl now, still.
Yeah, I mean, you could take a step back. I think something that makes this exponentially worse is the injury to Hooker. That makes me ill to the very pit of my soul.
You don't want to see a kid of his caliber. His morale.
But it wasn't even that. The game was already over. I mean, the game was over at that point. In a non-contact injury because of South Carolina's crap field. I'm with you on that. I mean, dude, that's a gut punch on a gut punch. But like, I have to be completely honest. Like, it's one of the most painful losses that I've ever experienced in my 31 years on this planet. Like, it just was. It was like that can be true while also just saying, like, the way that this game happened was also one of the worst games ever because you lost just by a horrendous amount of points to a not good team, to a team that lost by 2 touchdowns to Missouri, who you beat by 42 last week.
But
like, come on. This is not a loss to Georgia again. Like, this
No,
is
it's not.
one of the worst teams in the SEC, and then they boat raced you with the national championship bid on the line. Like, come on, dude. You're just not going to get me off of that. Like, there's no talking me down off of that one, because a playoff spot was on the line for the first time in 20 years. You had an actual national championship contending team, and they didn't just lose. They lost by 30. Like, it's a different level of everything there, man. I mean, I just can't let that go like that. And I know, like, former players got a different mentality, and I totally understand that whole. I've interacted with a ton of them. I've interviewed Ramon Foster this week, but like, it's as a fan, purely as a fan, somebody that did not play football for the University of Tennessee, but has loved this school since I was a child. I can't let it go. It just, like, this was one of the worst ever. Period. I don't know. But that is my take. We do have to get to this segment. So this was, like I said, this is gonna be a fun one. Everybody who's watching, almost 400 people now. We thank you for watching. This is just a therapy session, I think. One word to describe how you're currently feeling after Tennessee's horrendous loss to South Carolina. One word. Drop it in the comments if you feel like it.
I love these comments.
We'll suffer together. We'll suffer together, folks.
Some of you people, no offense, but some of you people sound really stupid. I'm just gonna be honest. If you want to, you can say whatever you want to say about me, but I'm gonna laugh, because the reality is, your comments say it all. We'll just say that.
Well, before we get to that, I got to tell you about the sponsor of the One Word segment, Farm Bureau Health Plans. Farm Bureau Health Plans has been serving Tennesseans for 75 years. Much has changed in Tennessee over the years, but some has stayed the same. Farm Bureau Health Plans has always valued personal relationships, especially when it comes to good health, good service. Plan on Farm Bureau Health Plans for health, dental, and vision. For better coverage, better rates, and better service, go to fphb.com/ATOZ. We're walking to one of their 200 plus locations across the state. That's fphb.com/ATOZ. Farm Bureau Health Plans. There's their logo and everything. One word in the comments about how you're feeling after that unbelievable loss to South Carolina. That might be my one word. Let's see. Randy says a word I can't say on here, but it starts with an S and is 4 letters long. David says whatever this is. Chavist? Is that Chavist? That's kind of funny. Cody says robbed. I don't know if you were robbed. I think they snatched your chain. So maybe you were robbed. Defeated, says Demetrius. Enjoyment, says Cody. Maybe it's a South Carolina fan, Bama fan. I don't know. Defenseless, says Clint. Painful, Nick. Embarrassed, says Steven. Disappointed, says Jeffy. Elias says confused. Ricky says dead. Hopefully not. There's a ghost is typing that. Historic, says Matthew. Seth, if this is true, call somebody.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Genuinely, please don't.
Chris Carr, embarrassing. Charles, pissed. Matthew, devastating. Heartbroken, from Alicia. I'll throw it to you, Crump. One word for how you're feeling. Obviously, I think you're in a bit of a different headspace than a lot of these people watching. But your one word, and me too. Your one word for how you're feeling at the moment.
No, just bad. Just plain out bad. You know what I mean? It's just the game was bad. The outcome, everything. It's just easiest way to describe it.
I think I'll go with Williams here. William Jones. He says BVS. Technically, in a real technical sense, this is 3 words. But BVS, the abbreviation, is 1 word. And that is battered Vols syndrome. I said it at the beginning of the show, and why this strikes, I think, fans differently is those 15 years. We thought that we had surpassed the 15 years. A lot of talk up to this point about how you've slayed the dragon of the battered Vols syndrome. Josh Heupel's different. This isn't happening anymore. You don't lose to these teams anymore. You beat Missouri by 42. You beat Kentucky by 40. You beat all of this stuff. And then it's all back now. Not only did you lose to South Carolina, who is a far inferior team to yourself, you lost by 30. And it is I guess the Vol Cup. Everybody always says you got to keep your Vol Cup on. Yeah, you should have had one in place tonight. That would have been nice, because then you wouldn't have had to take the direct kick to the pants that we all just did.
Can you do me a favor?
This is terrible.
Can you put up Zachary Braswell's comment and read it, please?
Let's see.
No, I'm dead serious.
He said, S happens, keep moving.
Nope. Keep going.
Not one word, but no spaces.
No, but there's a different comment.
Oh, he has a different one?
Mm-hmm.
Is it lower down than that one?
I don't know where that one's at. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know.
He said, no, it's not.
It's at 11:19 p.m. if that helps you. Because
it doesn't have, I have to find it. Yeah, I don't know. What did it say? What does it say? You'll just have to read it out.
It's his second year, and we are right there. And if you're at the point that it's over, or that's it, it's over. If you're not a fan, or you are not a fan, sell your ticket, sell your crap, go cheer for Bama. This year is a start, not the finish. Thank you, Zachary.
No, dude.
No, see, but that's what the stuff that you're talking about. Oh, the battered Vols syndrome, and that's the reason why we get the perception that we get, is because everybody's always a pessimist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got. Do you really think that Clemson? I was a Clemson fan growing up. Clemson sucked ass when I was a kid. They sucked until 2012. Let's call it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's you think the U, right? It ain't the U anymore. But it's still Miami, and they still have their family. Like, you got to stop being, not you, I'm just saying everybody. That's why we get the perception the way we get about, look at the national media. It's always all Tennessee fans, because this is how everybody acts. It's the harsh reality. People want to say, we'll go, and Swain's my guy. Don't get me wrong. I love Swain is my dude. And they're saying, we'll go talk to Swain. Swain won't be this way. Swain makes his money this way. I don't. See what I'm saying?
Well,
Swain's actual livelihood is in the media. Mine's not.
I would
Swain's going to react a certain way. And I respect the hell out of Jason Swain. That's my guy.
I'll push back on this, though. And that whole, like, go cheer for Bam or what?
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about it was the point of the comment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do. And I get it.
And I would never say go root for Bama.
But here's to me, like, I look at a comment like that and I go, don't tell me how to be a fan. Don't tell me how to feel after something like this. That's not, like, first of all, who appointed you king of fandom? And second, and I'm saying this to that person, not
I got you.
Your overall point is taken, but, like, beyond that, if this didn't bring up trauma, I wish I had your therapist. Like, I don't know, dude. Did you not live through the last 15 years? Where were you?
I completely understand what you're saying. It's just all I'm trying to get at is we got to have the mentality of we're in year 2 of a severely undermanned than most other teams because of the transfer portal last year that we're trying to recover from. Right. And this is not a speech of like, let's just be okay with losing. Ain't nobody like to lose. You think I wake up going, oh man, I'm gonna lose today. I don't really give a damn. No. But it's the fact of putting it in perspective of what we're doing and how we're trying to build for, like, the generation, not just one season. This is not we're going all in on blackjack on one season.
But I don't think right now is the moment to go, let's be happy about 10-2. I think we could say that, first of all, when they actually go 10-2, because we'll see, and please let him be okay, but I don't think Hendon Hooker is going to play next week. And Vandy beat Florida today. Vandy beat Florida today. So don't.
No, I know what you're saying.
Clearly, don't just look over that. But, get to 10-2, and then let's go to, hey, 10-2 is great. That's fine. and I will be, again, I can take a step back. Like, my take is not that this season is a failure. This season exceeded every expectation that I've ever had, even with this loss. Period. I thought Tennessee was going to be an 8-win team, and they beat that last week. So, yeah. That's great. But overall, like, just right now, this entire season, the goals of you, and I think the players would say this. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I think the players would say their goal for the season was not the Sugar Bowl. Their goal for the season was to compete for a national championship. They lost out on the SEC championship, and that's one thing.
It's every team every year. That is literally every team every year.
But you had an actual shot this year, and deep into November, you had an actual shot. This wasn't where we went 5-0 first and then lost 3 games or whatever it was in 2016. Like, there was an actual. I don't know how that game is going, but if USC lost tonight, Tennessee is pretty much in the playoff. I don't know how that game's going. They may be winning. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But Tennessee would have pretty much been in the playoff. They were almost the last obstacle in the way. And you blew it. You had an actual real shot in late November for a shot at a national title to really play in the playoff. And you blew it. I don't think that you can just look past that and say, we thought we were going to win 8 games this year and we're going to win 10. I mean, I don't like. You're looking over the actual context of what happened tonight. Like, you had a playoff chance on the line, and it's gone. Poof, like that. I mean, the season, your goals overall. I think all the players, just from how they talk, I mean, I listened to the interviews. Like, their goal's not the Sugar Bowl, and it's gonna be cool if they can do that.
Once again,
I'll be happy. But like, dude, like, come on.
Do you really think that like this on the TV, whatever channel this was on for our game, ESPN, Utah and Oregon, right? That's the game that's on. Utah and Oregon, for instance, all offseason, spring practice, fall camp, their goal is a national championship. And I'm using those 2 teams because those 2 teams that are on my TV, right? So Oregon loses last week to Washington, right? Correct?
Yeah,
so their season is just imploded, correct? No, it's just done.
If they wanted to play in the playoff, it is. That was the goal.
But that's where a fan and a player are different. That's just the harsh reality. That's where a fan and the player are completely different.
I just think you have to.
You have to look at the 2. That's the harsh reality is what I'm getting at. I understand what you're saying. Everybody wants to play in the playoff. Everybody wants to win the national championship. That's why you go to Tennessee, Alabama, Oregon, I can't remember the year they played in it, right? Ohio State, Michigan. That's why you go to those schools. I'm with you. Totally agree. I'm not taking away from how bad this loss was. This loss was not good. I said it earlier. It was garbage. We played like garbage. We did. But the harsh reality is the season is not a failure forever. I'm not talking to you. For everybody that keeps saying, the season's over, it's a failure. It's done, blah, 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 blah. Then to me, that's a sign of not a true fan. You can be upset that we lost. Dude, I'm with you. You can be heartbroken that we lost. But the second you say a 2-loss team is a failure, then you need a reality check. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, be upset. I'm with you. Get it out, vent, let it go. I'm with you. But do not sit here and say there was a failure. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I just think you look at it both ways. Don't overlook Vandy. You got to win that game, even if Vandy's not great. But if you can say this season has been a fun run that exceeded expectations. Also, this is one of the most crushing losses in the history of this entire program. I did like two things. It's 2 things that can be completely true all at once for all of us. I just think you can take both. And just right now, Just judging from the comments and stuff, I think people are much more in a mood to go, this sucked, rather than to go, won't it be great if we can get to 10-2?
I'm with you, and I'm here for the argument.
Well, here's some pushback for you.
I understand. And so I saw a comment. It was like, this is actually kind of good. So he said, we can talk about the defense. And the next comment was like, what defense? Completely softball setup. Great response, by the way.
Well, I do. I'm gonna get to that after the rattle and snap segment, the stat of the game, which is coming in just a second. But Irish Titan paid for a comment here. He says, I hope players don't have the same attitude as you do, Cromp. If they do, they'll overlook Vandy and lose if they think it's just an automatic dub. I don't think that's what you're saying.
No, I understand. Dude, hey, tonight proved the point of anybody can win any game you go play. Texas A&M, UMass, what was it? They were a 32-point favorite. They win by 17. You still got to play the game when you're on the field. I agree with that. But I can, and the position that I'm in, rather than in the locker room, can say a win versus Vandy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're 100% correct. Whoever said that, I didn't see the name. 100% correct. They do not need to be overlooking Vandy. Vandy's they were 0-26 in SEC for a long time, and now they're 2 in a row. Vandy's feeling good about themselves. I agree with that.
Well, let's get to, because this segment will lead into some questions I want to ask you. Let's talk about rattle and snap whiskey and give the stat of the game. And I know I have mine. I think everybody probably has the same. But rattle and snap Tennessee whiskey, it is right here behind me. It's there for you when your football team blows a chance at a playoff spot, perhaps. There's rattle and snap Tennessee whiskey. Log Still Distillery has released a new Tennessee whiskey product line, Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey, named after a long-forgotten game of chance. Rattle and Snap is a whiskey for those who make their own luck. Follow them on Instagram at Rattle and Snap Whiskey. There's a 4-year, and this is the 8-year version. You can find both in liquor stores in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, and Mississippi. That's Rattle and Snap Whiskey. I do have to go back. Please, dear Lord, I have to look at the box score of this game to make sure I get my numbers here right.
Gotcha.
438 yards, 30 for 37 for 6 touchdowns for Spencer Rattler. One of the saddest defensive performances I have ever watched in my entire life. It was pathetic on a different level. They had no idea what to do ever. So here is my question. And this is genuine. This loss was so bad. I think you have to look at potential staff changes, because it imploded your season. I mean, it took away the ultimate goal of a shot at a national championship. Do you think that happens, Crompton? And I'm asking really seriously. I don't want you to get on a soapbox and we need to take the perspective and all. Do you think it was that bad? Do you think somebody's head rolls because of this?
I'm just going to look at my computer.
Dude, I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
And that's my serious answer. That's my serious answer.
Ran the season off of the road.
20, just glancing at comments, probably 20 comments. Fire this guy, blah, blah, blah. And
that's why I'm asking. It's why I'm asking. So many people are talking.
And I figure that's why. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Has our defense played? Did they play well tonight? No. There's no, we can sit here and talk all day about what they didn't do. They just all around, no. No pressure, right? We play man, they would beat us deep. We play off, he throws 5-yard hitches and they get break a tackle, go for 10, right? 3rd and 6, we played 10 yards off, throw a 5-yard hitch, turn and fall down, boom, right? So I understand we did not play well, but I don't see how this game itself warrants a staff change. Now, I'm hesitant to say it this way. It depends on what they want to look at as a season whole, but I wouldn't say this game particular. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't come down to one game.
Yeah. Now they may look at it and go, hey, from a season, we lacked in XYZ. But they're not going to go, hey, just because it's South Carolina game, you're done.
I mean,
I'm not going to say that I would know, because every staff at the end of every year, they always do self-scouting. You break down all of your stuff and your tendencies and the whole 9 yards. So it's always, as soon as the bowl game's over, they're going to break that down, or somebody will break it down for you, right? That's just what it is. So, I'm not going to sit here and say that they won't judge him off of the whole year, because once again, we've been horrible in the pass defense all year. We've said that on the show every week, but I don't think this one game warrants somebody getting fired. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a season's worth, but not just tonight.
Do you think that Jeremy Banks was that big of a lot of people were saying that. They were like, is he the heart of this defense? And they just lost their way.
That's what we talked about at halftime. And I had to eat my own words going, I've always been very critical of him for making the bonehead play at the wrong time. Like I said then, there's really never a right time to make a bonehead play. But without him there, and did they ever say that why he wasn't on the trip? I never heard.
It was pretty much undisclosed.
I'm asking that legitimately because I didn't hear, so I don't know.
Yes, it was undisclosed.
So that's an interesting conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, man, I guess he literally is the heart and soul of that defense that gets guys lined up. I don't know. But legit, they looked lost without him tonight.
They didn't know how to stop a single damn thing. And I mean, the biggest part where I knocked the coaching is that the tackling was really poor. I think that's the main one that I go to with defense a lot.
Well, while we're on this, Strike 113 asked, since I'm so literal, was this the straw that broke the camel's back? That may be the better question, and it very well may be the straw, because I'm not going to pull it all up, but Florida is not that great of a passing offense, and they torched us. Now they didn't run for hardly anything, but they torched us, right? The only team I would say that we held in check passing the ball is Kentucky.
Yeah, Lettuce was terrible,
and he played horrible that day. So it's like, to answer that question, that may be a better way to ask it, and that answer might be yes.
I mean, just some of the stuff, like, I get what Banks is going for with the cushion. His guys can't cover a man. They're too slow. They don't have the physicality.
And to me, and I'm going to ask you this, Charlie, honest question.
Okay.
And this is actually, I guess, for everybody. What is your opinion of Haddon?
What was he doing out there, dude?
Well, and I'm asking that, like, legit. What is everybody's kind of opinion on him with the way he played, but more so?
Well, he got roasted into oblivion and was still trying to talk, which was ridiculous.
You what?
He got roasted and then was talking.
That's what I'm saying. He talked a lot of trash and didn't back it up, and I'm not a fan of that.
That was bad.
And I think he's a liability in our defense.
And that was it was his first sort of full game back from being injured for a while and kind of just being like in and out.
But that was
bad. Every single part of it was bad.
But that's kind of my point, is like all around this was just garbage. He had 2 holding penalties and a PI tonight. And that's just what I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably another one in there, honestly.
Yeah, they threw out.
The 2 holdings were on 3rd down on the same drive.
And like some of their biggest plays, that was probably the thing that made me the sickest. They had some fun little trick plays that they threw in there, South Carolina, but like for the most part, they were just like picking on Haddon. Picking on Turnage, like just throwing right at them and just going like, "We'll beat us," and then they sucked, and then South Carolina made plays.
But that's what I guess that's my whole point is like of tonight is we played horrible. Let's just kind of move on. Yeah. Nobody wants to think about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's my whole point. But earlier that was my point. But right now, I mean, in all seriousness, he's a liability out there. If I'm Vandy next week, find number 5.
It's just gonna take. It's gonna take a long while for this one for the sting of this one to wear off a little bit, because I I think there's real questions to be asked. I don't think that anybody really questions Heupel's offensive acumen after we've watched this season. Like, that was just kind of an off game in a general sense, but you were chasing.
It didn't seem like the previous.
Well, this is a question too that actually applies going forward. Is it wrong to say that Tillman kind of makes offense a little awkward? You said it during you alluded to it during the halftime.
Well, you know why I brought it up at halftime is I was on the Dave Hooker show on Friday, and somebody asked that question and was like, "Does the offense look better without Tillman?" And I was like, "Dude, I never thought of it that way." And it's not a slight on Tillman. It's just I still think he's hurt. I do.
Buzzing with him out.
He didn't look full speed on his go routes and stuff. And I know you still got your conditioning back, but you've had a few games back now. But when Keaton's in, it looks like it's full tilt. Like, the speed wise, we're going. And I don't think he's 100%. And I think when he's not 100%, I think he technically hurts us because he slows us down.
Yeah. It's tough to say that.
It's very tough.
He is so great.
1,000-yard receiver, best receiver on the team. But that's kind of where I'm hoping we're going to continue to stay there of, well, next guy's just as good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping we continue that run with that.
Everything about that, like, Hyatt had a bunch of drops, and Tillman.
Small had a few drops. Small was tripping a few times running the ball. It was the for South Carolina, it was the perfect storm. For us, it was the worst storm. You know what I'm saying? Like, with how things fell together. Small, third quarter, second drive, I think it was, breaks through on an inside zone to the right, and you're like, oh my God, he's one-on-one with safety. That's a win for us. And he tripped, and I was like, what? He doesn't normally trip. And he just tripped and fell before he got to the safety, and I was like, damn, what's going on here? But it just seemed like it was that way all night with everybody just being off.
Yeah, but it does just seem like that offense with Keaton emphasized more, and I don't want to say Tillman out, but maybe Tillman not wide receiver number 1.
Yeah,
Hyatt is wide receiver number 1.
Maybe he's the third down guy.
Yeah, and he's great in that position.
Yeah,
he had a few catches like that even tonight. I mean, those are kind of questions for going forward. But this honestly, I think this was good.
Tonight just sucked. Let's call it like it is. Nice.
Yeah, straight up. That's that. But I think it was good to kind of get two perspectives here, because it wasn't just both of us like wallowing around in misery. I think that's good, because Lord knows that's what I want to do right now. It's what I'm going to go do now. Probably going to go fire off some tweets about how pissed I am still. But I don't know. I like it's this too. Berto says it's called being exposed. That was just being exposed. Like, that's, we were talking earlier in the day about TCU slipping by Baylor, who Baylor the week before lost by 30 to Kansas State. And every single TCU fan should come down here and dunk on Tennessee. That's exactly what they should do. They should go, y'all were talking about us. Keep our name out of your mouth. Because you know what we did today? We went out and won. And Tennessee they didn't just lose. They lost by 30 to a bad team. Like, that's tough. That's tough to swallow. Like, gross. But that's what just happened. If you're going to beat your chest like Tennessee fans do, like I do, I absolutely do.
But like we should.
What? Okay. Big Ten Jeff says, are you going to read my super chat? I didn't see a super chat from you, Big Ten Jeff. Just sent, like, I appreciate it. He sent another super chat to say that. But what did you say? Just say it again, and I'll read it. But like, is that like you did just get exposed? You have nothing to say now. You were in the playoff hunt, best offense in America, and now you are embarrassed and you are crushed.
No, I totally agree. And I mean, we're not going to the playoff unless somehow everybody just loses next week, which can't
total implosion.
It's not going to happen. But I'm kind of hesitant to ask it this way, but I also think the answer is yes. Does our defense not remind you of Big 12 defense right now?
Yes.
Or the typical Big 12 defense?
I said that tonight. I said this is one of the worst on Twitter. I said this is one of the worst defensive games I have ever seen, and I watched a lot of Big 12 football in the 2000s.
Honestly, you know who it really reminds me of? Just
Baylor.
I was going to say Oklahoma. Very, very, very high-powered offense.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to have to score 55 to beat you.
Yes.
It's kind of the sense that I get, especially the last couple of weeks.
That 2015 game with 2015 team with Baker that made it to the playoff, and they had that like super shootout with Georgia in the playoff. It feels that way. And when it doesn't go your way, you get your head beat in.
Next year with Kyler. Right?
Say that again.
What year did Kyler play?
That would have been a couple of years later.
Yeah, because Baker had
2017
year after that.
17 probably.
Same thing. I remember watching them, and you go in the playoff, you're like, where did your defense go? And that was historically for Oklahoma. If they don't score 70, they typically didn't win, but they're always really good at scoring 70, typically.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I'm feeling about this team right now is our offense. It's almost like if we don't score 55 plus, then we could be in trouble in SEC play. Non-conference, depending on your opponent. Yeah.
I was trying to see if there was anything that Heupel said in the postgame that was interesting. So the super chat server says, do you think we'll lose to Vandy after this? Hooker being out is not good.
It's not good, but I still don't think we'll lose to Vandy. I truly don't. But then again, anything can happen. I didn't think we were going to lose tonight going into tonight.
It's going to be like 70% Tennessee fans at Vandy Stadium.
Yes.
Even still. And Vandy did beat Florida today. I mean, there's that.
Vandy
but
is arguably one of the hottest teams in the SEC as of this moment for the past couple weeks of how they're feeling internally.
Yeah, sure. They should. They should feel great right now.
Right, and rightfully so.
And
that's
when you're
not
gone
good
from the bottom
with Hooker going down.
Yeah. But I think that is the thing that makes me the most ill about this game. Because even if Tennessee does end up playing in a Sugar Bowl, if Hooker has a season ender, I mean, please, I hope it's not. I hope it's just a sprain or something. Hyperextension maybe. But even if you do play in the Sugar Bowl, it's like not real because your dude's not in there. It's like it is real, but like it's not the team that got you there. It's like a shell of it because like it. Yeah, Milton is fun. He didn't play particularly well in the mop-up duty there, but like
got a cannon though.
He does. If they gotta hone in the finesse though. That overthrow, perfect play by the receiver in the end zone there. I think was it Tillman?
Tillman when they tried to get their 12th guy off the field.
Just right in the corner of the end zone, and then
200-mile-an-hour fastball, high and wide.
It was just right over the top. They gotta get that honed in if you even can.
I got a serious question for you then. Does LSU get in if they win out? This is a two-part question is why I'm asking.
Now, yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, so I guess three-part question then. Georgia winning next week. Is Georgia in automatically going into Atlanta number one in the country?
Yeah, for sure.
I would think so, but I don't know. So I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I guess, okay, so if Georgia beats LSU in Atlanta,
okay,
and we beat Vandy, who goes to New Year's Six Bowl? Us or LSU or both?
I think it would have to be both because Tennessee, if LSU loses, right?
Yes, that would give them 3 losses.
Well, Tennessee wins the head-to-head there because the Sugar Bowl goes to the number 2 team in the league. LSU would have the same amount of league losses, but we beat them head-to-head. So I believe it would still be us, and it would be the same with Bama. They have the same number of league losses, but we beat them head-to-head.
LSU end up getting a New Year's Six berth?
Probably. Well, three losses is a lot. That's a lot of losses.
And that's where I think all this can get very muddy.
But I think by default, Tennessee gets the Sugar Bowl in that scenario because we beat the other two lost SEC teams.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it could get very muddy, and that's why, I mean, I can't wait till we go to a 12-team playoff.
Please. Because Tennessee would still be in the playoff at this point. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to drop past 12, probably. That's 7 spots. They might. I don't know. But
well, how far did Clemson drop? I don't remember how far did they actually drop last week. They went to 10.
Yeah, and they got boat raced by an unranked team.
Well, depending on how the rest of these games end up.
Yeah,
we might go to 9 or 10. I would assume. I don't see us going below that, but then again, who knows?
I think the lowest it would be like 12. That would be pretty brutal.
That would be. And I'm going to use the words I don't really want to use because how I've been talking about it. That would be heartbreaking to me if we go to 12.
That'd be tough.
You know what I'm saying? Because of Georgia is Georgia, losing South Carolina. If that drops us that low, I mean, that would be devastating because of what happened.
Well, I would leave everything with this. Everybody. Well, here, Big Ten Jeff, he paid for a comment. I'm gonna go back and find it. He's being annoying. Big Ten, just shut it, Jeff. He said, "Where are all the Tennessee fans that said they would 100% make the playoffs?" And I don't think Vol fans still want to play Ohio State. I would love to play Ohio State still. That's stupid. That's a terrible comment, Jeff.
Hey,
Get out of here.
Honestly, though, Ohio State found themselves a freaking true freshman.
But thank you for the super chat.
You hear me though?
Who? What?
Whatever their true freshman tailback's name was.
Hayden, Dallin Hayden, dude. He's Aaron Hayden's kid.
Makes
sense. His dad played at Tennessee, and I've met his dad. He's a super nice guy. He came on swing with us a bunch.
Kid's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I wish he was wearing orange.
He should have come to Tennessee. Yes.
That would have been nice. We'll just say that.
Server, I wrote. He said, "Did you see my message?" I read it. I read. You left one, the paid message, but that's okay. That's gonna have to be it. Yeah. Everybody say a prayer for Hendon Hooker and his knee.
Because I agree with you, man. It's the worst because it was non-contact.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's what's more scary.
So brutal.
Well, that's what makes it more scary about the type of injury.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just a scare. But the way he was walking off the field into the tunnel, I mean, he had a pretty noticeable limp.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No.
You can walk with a torn ACL, a partially torn ACL. You can still walk.
Yeah.
And MCL, any of that stuff. It's not totally
I
snapped.
hope not, because he's got a future. He's going to get drafted, and that's not the way you want that to go down. It's not at all.
If he is down, honestly, it'll be interesting to see how Milton plays. Perfect spot for him to kind of come in and play hero. That'd be awesome. But
right, yeah, I swear to God, last question for you then, because you brought it when you said Milton. If say he can't play next week, does Milton have a leash? You know what I'm saying?
For who though? Because Taven Jackson's out.
I know
he's still injured.
It's just a question. Does he? I don't know. I don't know is what I'm saying. Like I don't know if he would or not.
Where they just go, that's too many overthrows. You're out.
I don't know.
It would be.
We'll say this. Now, obviously, we didn't know what Hendon was going to do last year, and they did it to him against Pitt.
Yeah. I mean, it's what Gaston Moore and Navy Schuler, friend of the show.
But I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Like, do you think, just off the top of your head, do you think he would have one if he has to play?
I don't know, man.
I don't think they would. I think they should.
If
but I don't think they would.
If you still had Taven Jackson, maybe. But I think
if you still had Taven, then I would say it's almost a guaranteed yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I think otherwise I think if he starts overthrowing everybody, I think they're just going to run him a bunch because they sort of did it tonight.
That's almost like the proverbial leash. We don't have anybody to put in right now, so we're just
Run
going to run. That makes sense.
Vandy has one of the worst run defenses. They have one of, like, statistically speaking, I don't know, it might be different after tonight, but statistically speaking, Vandy has the worst defense in the SEC. It's actually not Tennessee, surprisingly. You wouldn't have thought it after watching that game tonight, but that is actually
Vandy.
Yeah.
Their quarterback scares me, though, running the ball.
Yeah. You can't overlook them.
No.
You can't overlook these dudes at all, especially not now. You just got boat raced by a team that they only scored 6 points against Florida last week.
And they scored 63. I totally, man. Like I said, I can't argue any of that. I'm not going to argue that. We played like boo-boo tonight. We did all around. I can't say special teams because they didn't really have a chance.
No.
Kickoff return had a chance.
One stop in that entire game, dude.
I have to laugh because it's that upsetting. I'm with you.
One stop in that entire game.
You know what I was thinking though? I almost said it at halftime, and I'm glad I didn't. They can't score on every time they get the ball. Hell, they almost did.
One stop.
I'm with you. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I try to be optimistic, but the harsh reality is we played like crap tonight. Offense just didn't get it going. Defense played horrendous. Hadn't showed that he's a liability. And for Vandy and in the bowl game, he's going to get, I'm going to guesstimate, at least 50 to 55% of targets thrown his way.
Yes.
Because
without question. Why would you not?
It just give you the cushion, but two, it's a flip a coin if he's going to get a PI or a holding.
Yeah.
And so we got to do something there. We truly do. I don't know if we have anybody that we can replace him with. Maybe this recruiting class, maybe transfer portal. I don't know, but that's got to change. So I don't know. I mean, collectively, whoever said it earlier asked the question about, was this a straw that broke the camel's back? It very well could be, but it would have been from the whole season collectively, not just tonight. But this might have broke it.
Yeah, the last straw.
Yeah, it could have, because Florida game pass defense was horrendous. Georgia horrendous, right? There's a couple more that, once again, the only game that really didn't look bad was Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it's been, I've said it every week, the bend but don't break. You can't win a championship with a bend but don't break.
No.
You just can't.
USC ended up winning.
Just
looked at. So Tennessee got literally nothing they wanted at the beginning of this day, including a win for their own team. So
no. Well, and here, the bottom line is, if USC wins out, they would have jumped us anyway. Just because of UCLA tonight, Notre Dame kind of picking it up as the season goes on, being ranked, and then playing either Oregon or whoever they're going to play from the north, probably Oregon, another ranked team. So 3 ranked teams at the end of the year, they probably would have jumped us. And I didn't think that 3 weeks ago, truly.
God. All right. Well, it's midnight.
Yeah.
Here's the promo I have. Big Orange Podcast on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Zach Reagan. We'll be a little further away from the ledge on that show, hopefully. But 4 p.m. wherever you watch this, it'll be there. A to Z Sports, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever. Also all the podcast platforms too. But look out for that. We're gonna break down all of this and weep and moan some more, because it's what this whole week's gonna end up being like. So there's that. Come and join us, and we'll do another therapy session then. And outside of that, I think that's it. Cromp, this sucked. I mean, I thought the show was good because we sort of gave 2 sides of the coin there, and that was good, but this day sucked.
Well, it was fun because I played. Honestly, I played both sides of the coin tonight. If you go back and listen,
Yeah, a little bit.
that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do on the show. Everybody, stop getting upset at me. It's all good. I'm on your side. I'm pissed off too.
They were not feeling the optimism tonight.
I know, guys. Have you not learned by now? I'm going to be an optimistic person.
Yeah. Well.
I can't help it, but I promise you, as soon as I shut my computer, I'm going to say a few words you shouldn't say on TV.
Oh, dude, you should have heard me out there earlier. I definitely did not say to my wife, I hope the bus breaks down on the way back from Knoxville, so they have to sleep outside. I definitely didn't say that. No.
No, I hope it doesn't happen. Oh no. Oh, the bus got a flat tire and you're delayed 3 hours. Oh God. No, I'm with you. Like I can't help it. I promise you, everybody, man. I'm feeling just as bad as everybody. I try to stay optimistic because I know where we've been the past few years, and it sucks. Everybody knows. It's national media loves to rag on us.
Oh, what's going to happen this week, boy?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here's the $1 million therapy answer. Don't watch national media this week, anybody.
Yeah. That's
Nobody do it.
Just watch the Big Orange podcast and we'll suffer together.
Oh, hold on. Clay said just defense's buses tonight.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's true. The offense is all right.
Special teams, you lead the way tonight. Y'all didn't do too bad.
Yeah. Give them the faulty bus or the bus with no gas in it or whatever.
I don't know, guys. Good therapy session though.
This was honestly, this was good. I'm just gonna go be ill because
100%.
Charlie Burris, Jonathan
I
Crompton.
have Thanksgiving lunch with our families tomorrow because part of my family goes out of town on Thanksgiving. So this will be a fun one tomorrow for us.
Oof.
Everybody's gonna be sitting here all pissed off watching, just looking at the TV.
Not as celebratory as we thought it was going to be, but
I got to get up in 3 hours and start cooking. Okay.
Ooh, not going to be.
I'm super pissed right now.
Not thankful for that. Well, then let's go. That's it. Thanks to everybody for watching. You guys, even if you were ragging us, thank you to the comments and everybody that watches. We will talk to all y'all next week.